Hi everyone, today I'm going to be doing a different videos, like I mentioned in my last, I think, on my post and stuff. The only thing, obviously, the reason I'm doing different videos is because I thought, I don't want to be doing loads of videos all the time on just records and things. This is obviously going to be to do with Doctor Who related. I am also a Doctor Who fan, so in my videos you might have seen stuff when I was recording my Paul Weller ones, where all them Doctor Who things sitting on shelves and everything. But yeah, I'm obviously going to do some of them ones as well, and also I'll probably say, like, if you're a PlayStation person, on it. I think I might have put that on my bio. I'm not too sure. If you're a PlayStation person as well, yeah, I'm going to do obviously some videos in regards onto that as well. Today obviously is going to be focusing, like I just mentioned, on Doctor Who. These obviously will be, in fact, steelbooks. There's loads of steelbooks that have came out so far, I know of, and I can't do all steelbooks in one video because I think my video is going to drag on. So it's obviously, I'd say, like, do new ones first maybe, and then I'm going to obviously in another video do the other ones, which obviously would be more like animations and all them sort of ones, classic wise, not new related, of course. Um, yeah, I've been buying these obviously for so long now and stuff. I didn't buy these when they first came out, most of them, because they were so expensive. And in fairness, nowadays they're so expensive still. Well, increased more, so. Yeah, most of them I've literally have brought, but the only circumstances is, yeah, it's the prices now. It's just ridiculous. Um, these ones are all sealed. None of them have ever been opened. The first one, obviously, of course, would be. I'm sorry if the light's a bit weird because this camera is not brilliant on my phone. So you can probably see the TV reflecting off it. I'm trying to get it so you don't get the TV in it all the time. This one obviously is, of course, Series 1s, and this was with Christopher Eccleston and Billy Piper, which was obviously, of course, the Ninth Doctor and Rose. This one is one of the rarity ones to get these days. It's a very good one. I admit, like, as you can see on the front, the artwork is amazing. It's got both of them on the front, and then on the back, of course, it's got all the episodes with the Daleks around the TARDIS, which is really good. This one's contained, the episodes of Rose, The End of the World, The Unquit Dead, Aliens of London, World War 3, Dalek, The Long Game, Father's Day, Empty Child, Doctor Dances, Boomtown, Bad Wolf, and then, of course, Parting Ways when, the Ninth Doctor, obviously, of course, regenerated. This I saw literally, this is how old I am. I saw it when it first aired on TV and everything, which was, I swear, if I'm hopefully not wrong, the year which must have been 2005. Yeah, that's right. When I was literally a little young and back then as well. And yeah, I used to collect all the figures and stuff when they first came out in Hamleys. I used to go mental over them and everything. And yeah, I never ever, when I saw like the steel books, in my opinion, as well, when they were first, like, started and things like that, I never bothered with them. Because the only reason being is, like, I gave Doctor Who a break for a good while after Peak Poldy. Obviously, that was series 10. I didn't really bother with, Jodie Whittaker and all that, and then I started to go like more Doctor Who. Even around series 7, I'd probably say, I kind of stopped. I didn't buy figures and all them sort of things because I thought, it's not really my type of thing anymore. To me, it started like dragging on and stuff, and yeah, that's the only concern. So I just gave up in the end. I will keep turning around in this video, so I apologise for trying to take these down off the shelf because I know myself, it's not going to be. The next one, obviously, of course, is that one, Series 2s, which again, this time it's not with Christopher Eccleston, of course, because what I just mentioned. This is obviously with David Tennant finally, when he first came in. This is obviously, like I just mentioned, Series 2, and again with Rose, with Billy Piper. This one's obviously, the episodes was the Christmas invasion, New Earth, Tooth and Claw, School Reunion, The Girl in the Fireplace, Rise of the Cyberman, The Age of Steel, The Idiot's Lantern, The Impossible Planet, The Saturn Pit, Love and Monsters, Fear Her, Army of Ghosts, and of course Doomsday. This steelbook again is like quite rare to get these days and stuff. I have paid like quite a bit for this one. Again, it's sealed, like I mentioned in this video. They're gonna all be sealed steelbooks. They've never ever been opened. People are probably thinking, like, why are you keeping sealed steelbooks and stuff? Why don't you just open them? That, to me, is not that case because I've got loads of these on just normal, like, Blu-ray DVDs and DVDs. So if I ever want to watch them, say for instance, some DVD version, same as got iPlayer nowadays, in it, I can just watch them instead. And in my opinion, it's good. These are more, in my opinion, like actual collector's sort of DVD items. They're worth a lot nowadays, like I mentioned in it, and these are, yeah, very good things to keep, more like this in this condition. So yeah, the only reason I always like to say, keep them like this, because I never ever want to open them. So, to keep them at least in good collectible condition. The next one is obviously, of course, Series 3. This is obviously when, we all know that poor Rose Tyler went, and then we all thought she was finally gone and everything. The bad thing happened in it. This obviously was with Martha afterwards on Series 3, and of course, again, the 10th Doctor, Doctor, and whatnot. This one obviously contained the episodes, which was The Runaway Bride, which obviously, of course, was with Donna. Smith and Jones, Shakespeare Code, Gridlock, Daleks in Manhattan, Evolution of the Daleks, that was it. The Lazarus Experiment, 42, Human Nature, The Family of Blood, Blink, Utopia, The Sound of Drums, and Lost Tunnels, which of course we all know if you ever watch it. Yeah, it's got the master in it. He came back, didn't he, after probably since that was it, yeah. Sylvester McCoy's 7th Doctor one, and then after that was obviously, of course, Paul McGann, 8th Doctor. Again, we had the master on that, didn't we, on the movie, which is, of course, I have got the new Steelbook recently that came, that one, which is, again, selling out quite a lot at the moment, and it's going up in value and stuff, so I'm glad that one ever go, especially. But yeah, that one, the movie one, but I'll get around to one of them videos one day, and of course do them. Yeah, this one again, Series 3, is amazing. These are very good artworks, the way they're all done. Some of them are a bit, I'd probably say some of them are a bit poor, but I'll come around to the probably poor artwork ones eventually in this video. This one obviously afterwards was who I mentioned just a moment ago in Series 2, Series 3, yeah, it was added. It was of course Donna, that's when again she was back in again. This obviously was The Voyage of Damned, Partners in Crime, The Fires of Pompeii, Planet Viewed, Sontaran Stratagem, Poison Sky, The Doctor's Daughter, Unicorn and the Wasp, Silence of the Library, Forest of the Dead, Midnight, Turn Left, Stolen Earth, Journey's End. And this is Series 4, it's classed as. This is when we got another surprise when, obviously, of course, Davros came back, didn't he, and everything, which I think, again, I'm not too sure he was on the last, which must have been with, again, Sylvester McCoy. Remembrance of the Daleks, that's when he literally, was in that as well. I don't know if that was the last point when we saw him as well, I think. But yeah, this one again is a nice steelbook. I wouldn't say it's like majorly rare to get this one. Series 3 might be a bit more rare now, but Series 4 I don't think it's really classed as like rarity as much, because I have seen it come out commonly on eBay and things, in it. Sealed obviously edition I don't know as much, because sealed editions are, like I say, quite rare to get and stuff. After that, of course, we all know is going to be the specials, when sadly, yeah, David Tennant, 10th Doctor, obviously regenerated and everything, didn't he? Which was, the worst moments to everything of when I first obviously saw that when I was a kid, and then, instead of being taken by Matt Smith, I thought, don't want David Tennant to go, 10th Doctor. But yeah, this one obviously was just a specials, which was the next Doctor, Planet of the Dead, The Waters of Mars, and then in the Time Part 1 and 2, that's again contained with the Master when he came back, wasn't he? And everything. This one is another good one. The artwork on it is amazing. I'm really sorry if it keeps affecting off, and the lighting on it is crap, because this camera is not brilliant. What I'm using to keep the voice video in. I would use my other phone, but sadly that's seen better days. But yeah, this one again is sealed. It's kind of like there's points around it. I can tell there's teared on the ceiling though, and stuff, which is true on this steelbook, but that doesn't bother me in the slightest, because you can get some really picky people nowadays. Not AFC, if you are watching this and thinking, what's he going on about, aiming at whoever, but there's some odd picky people nowadays that would complain about it and stuff, and I'm thinking, why moan about it? It's only a little tear or something on it. As long as it's still in this condition, it's sealed and everything, that's all that matters, and the whole thing's not been teared off completely, that's a different story, isn't it? So there you go. But yeah, these ones obviously are, to me, valuable items. I never ever. Don't sound like that's got stuck on the back of it. But yeah, these are valuable items, and these to me are like worth a lot nowadays. I don't know what on earth that's even stuck on one in front of mine ones. What the fuck that is, I don't know. That's not happened before. The next one is Series 5, which then was taken over by Matt Smith, and that's of course the 11th Doctor. Sorry, I was trying to get a sticky thing that's stuck on the front. I don't know where that's come from. Yeah, literally, this was built up of the 11th Hour, the Beast Below, Victory of the Daleks, Time Angels, Flesh and Stone, Vampires of Venice, Amy Stewart's Hungry Earth, Cold Bloods, Vincent the Doctor, The Lodger, Pandora Cobans, and Big Bang. Most people nowadays say, like, you know, this was really good Matt Smith's series as well, wasn't it? Series 5. When obviously I knew about Matt Smith when he first came, obviously, into being the next Doctor after Day 10, I wasn't too sure about him at first. I was like, when he regenerated and, you know, he was young, weren't he, and everything, I thought, I don't really know what's going to happen, you know, what's this Doctor's going to be like in it, because between Chris Fexton, he was only one series, and then David Tennant, that was different, wasn't it? Because you knew, like, you know, they were good two Doctors and stuff. But then Matt Smith, obviously, of course, it would have been a circumstance of, like, what's this Doctor going to be like? In honesty, like, when I saw him in Series 5 and stuff and it built up, he was a good Doctor, yeah, I met. And, you know, he wasn't one of them bad, bad Doctors indeed. But he was, yeah, he's definitely a good Doctor. Some of these series, like I mentioned, which I'll mention and probably show you, obviously, of course, the Steelbooks in a minute. Them ones I wasn't keen on because there were some series that he did do and it wasn't the best to standards. This is obviously, of course, Series 6. These all collected with dust because of my bookshelf. This one obviously was built up of A Christmas Carol, The Impossible Astronaut, Day of the Moon, The Curse of the Black Spot, Doctor's Wife, The Rebel Flesh, The Almost People, A Good Man Goes to War, Let's Kill Hitler, Night Terrors, The Girl Who Waited, The God Complex, Closing Time, and The Wind of River Song. And of course we know who River Song is, of course, from Series 4, because when we first saw her running with, you know, Donna and the 10th Doctor, weren't it? And then she first appeared on then. We didn't know who she was, obviously, at Shaw first, because we thought, like, who's this person, you know, and all that stuff. But then obviously went on to Series 5, she came back again, didn't she, and same Series 6, and then we finally found out who she was, weren't it, and all that, finally, which was obviously this series, of course, on Good Man Goes to War, that was in all. But yeah, literally this series was another, not too bad one in my opinion, and it was a good one. You know, I can't speak properly. Series 6 was quite good. There was some downish sort of episodes on that, which I wouldn't watch on a continuous basis all the time and stuff, because there is some episodes I do skip in fairness when I've, like, gone back on the series, watching them. Like, say for instance, I think it was The Curse of the Black Spot. I don't watch that one as much all the time. When I first saw it and stuff, I watched it then, but nowadays I don't. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, watch it all the time. Same as The Doctor's Wife, I didn't really, you know, always wanted to watch a lot. When I go back and watch, you know, some series and stuff, I do skip episodes in fairness, because I don't admit, like, I do admit, like, some of these episodes weren't as good as I thought they were, in my opinion. People obviously think opposite and saying, oh, they were good episodes. Why are you saying they, you know, not shite, but poor, weren't it? But to me, you know, people have favourite episodes, people have favourite series, and it's different to everybody else. The next one, obviously, of course, is Series 7, and this was another quite cool one, you know. Sorry if I'm not showing the back on some of these, because I'm supposed to turn them around, but I'm having to read from the back as well. This one was called the Widow and the Wardrobe, that was it. Time with the Daleks, Dinosaurs on a Spaceship, let's say one, Dinosaurs. A Town Called Mercy, The Power Free, The Angels Take Manhattan, The Snowmen, Bells of St. John, Rings of Akaten, Gold War, Hyde, Journey to the Centre of the TARDIS, Crimson Horror, Nightmare in Silver, and The Name of the Doctor, when we finally find out, of course, about the War Doctor, when he had another Doctor form. We didn't know about it, and then we finally find out that, yeah, he was obviously, of course, the War Doctor, which was another good, you know, ending. Well, this series I wouldn't say was, like, spectacular, if I'm honest. This is Series 7, when I said to you, like, you know, I started going down, like, even after Series 6, and I stopped collecting, you know, Doctor Who merchandise and stuff. Series 7 as well, I wasn't unique on, like, some of them, because, you know, Amy and obviously, of course, Rory, they went. If you don't know who Amy and Rory is, we might not have mentioned. They once started from Series 5, weren't it? But yeah, Amy and Rory then went, didn't they? And the Angels Take Manhattan, and that was it for them. That was also, you know, a sadness of losing them too and everything. But we knew they were taken away, weren't it? And sent back in time or something, weren't it? It's classed as dead, but something like that. I'm not going to think of all these details because I don't know every detail by heart. But yeah. The next one, of course, is the 50th anniversary, and this one is amazing for artwork as well. I mean, It's definitely a good one because who I just mentioned a moment ago, it's got War Doctor on there. It's obviously, of course, again got who we know came back in it, David Tennant, 10th Doctor, Billy Piper, obviously, of course, who was Rose again. And then obviously you've got Clara, who was second part of Series 7, which she came on that Christmas one, which I always get all these names. The Snowman, that's it. She was first introduced on that as the other form, wasn't it? But we saw her first on Asylum of Daleks, and we don't know who she was and all that. So it's all it's all kind of confusing, isn't it? But you know what I mean. But yeah, this 50th anniversary one was really good for artwork wise. It had on it the name of the Doctor, the day of the Doctor, and the time of the Doctor, and then it had obviously, of course, an adventure in space and time. There was only literally them sort of episodes on this steelbook, so nowadays, you know, a few episodes on the steelbook, people are thinking, why would I really want to be paying that just for a few episodes or for just one episode, and they think it's like a waste of money and all them sort of things. But you know, if you have most of these steelbooks, you're going to keep them no matter what because they're more valuable and better collective to buy in it. People obviously don't really prefer steelbooks, they prefer, like I've got the Blu-rays, which I ain't going to include them in this video because this video is going to just drag on more otherwise. And yeah, or just the standard form DVDs in it if people can't afford nowadays. The next one, of course, then changed completely because that was it, and it was, of course, Series 8, which was, of course, with Pete Capaldi. And again, he was a very good Doctor that I really did like. Probably a little bit more, sorry to say, than Matt Smith. Literally, this one was classed as Deep Breath, Into the Dalek, Robot of Sherwood, that was it. Listen, Time Heist, The Caretaker, Kill the Moon, Mummy of the Orient Express, Flatline, In the Forest of the Night, Dark Water, and Death in Heaven, which we didn't know nothing, and then Missy comes, who's on the front there, and we didn't know who she was, but she was classed as the Master and all that again. But yeah, this one was another really good one-ish. There was, again, like I said, some episodes I didn't bother watching or would have watched, but then skipped and would watch them again. But yeah, Series 8 wasn't too bad, I admit, in my opinion. You know, some parts were quite poor, I mean, on there. Obviously, of course, the Daleks were in it, which was amazing to see. And then, of course, we got, you know, another surprise man off the Sideman at the end. That was a good one, and that was definitely a good one. My favourite one of all, that is the biggest upset of all, has recently gone because of money circumstances. So I definitely would have had that and would have definitely shown, and we probably all know what series I'm going to be talking about. But if you don't, Series 9. Series 9 Steelbook is like the most highest one of all to get nowadays. It is so expensive to buy. I had it sealed, like even myself, and people think like, why on earth did you get rid of the sealed Series 9 if it's so hard to get? You know, you're going to be paying stupid money again to get it back. But like I said, money circumstances nowadays, and it's so difficult. So unfortunately, I had to go. I didn't want to get rid of it. It was the only last choice I had. I thought I can't do nothing about this. You know, it's gone. It's gone. I will eventually get it back one day and probably end up paying a stupid amount of money again to get it back, which is true. But at the end of the day, you know, I know myself. It's not going to happen every single day of the month. Like selling it, get it back, selling it, and so on. You know, I want to keep it, but like I said, money circumstances I can't help. So sadly, Series 9 is unfortunately not included in this. So yeah, I had Series 9, but one day I'll come back again and I'll do a separate video for Series 9 no matter what. So that'll be on its own, of course, as well. Series 10 was again still Pete Capaldi and stuff. Yeah, Series 10 is another rarity nowadays, and I think this is even more rare in my opinion. Well, getting much more rarer than probably like maybe, I'd probably say like maybe 2 or 1 sort of them ones. I don't know as much, maybe 10 might be more rare than them, correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, Series 10, this was the last time that, you know, then we had Pete Capaldi, weren't it? And then obviously, of course, Bill was in it, who was the different, you know, companion, because I can't really go into detail with Series 9 because of course I ain't got that one. But Series 9 was obviously with Clara, she, you know, sadly went, which we know. Yeah, this one was obviously the episode of the return of the Doctor Mysterio, I think it was called, yeah. Pilot, Smile, Thin Ice, Knock Knock, Oxygen, Exterminus, I can't really say that well. The Pyramid at the End of the World, The Lie of the Land, Empress of Mars, The Eaters of Light, World Enough and Time, and then the Doctor Falls. These ones again, I didn't watch much of Series 10, unfortunately, because, you know, this was a bit of a not strong sort of one of Pete Capaldi, if I met. Some of the episodes were quite good, and then there was other ones which I didn't watch. I don't know what they're like, but they could have been quite good or poor. So, you know, I'm sorry if I'm going poor or not poor. People probably think like you're not watching them, so why even judging them? But yeah, I wouldn't really like. I wouldn't know as much about heart. This video is carrying on for quite long again, which is it's gone up to now 20 minutes. Most of my videos are very long subvideos. But yeah, this one was good. The next one after that is, of course, because that was included in that, is Doctor Twice Upon a Time one, and that's when he definitely regenerated then into, we obviously know who, or if you don't, Jodie Whittaker, obviously the first female Doctor, which was a very big surprise, and that's when I stopped completely watching Doctor Who after that. I thought, I'm not watching it, sod this, that's it, I'm not doing it anymore, because, to me, and there's loads of people out there thinking, oh, why would you say that? It's sort of, didn't kill Doctor Who, but it went downhill with Doctor Who, I'd say, because even that next series after this, people when they first saw it, I thought, I'm not a massive fan of this, I don't like this series, that is probably the worst series of Doctor Who in my opinion as well. And when that back then, and when that first aired and everything, that's what I saw of comments and things, But yeah, Twice Upon a Time was with, of course, him, Bill Potts, obviously she wasn't alive, she was dead, but in a form of, the Doctor still obviously seeing her and mostly featured in this one, this is his last one. And then, of course, we had David Bradley, who is also known on like Harry Potter and stuff as well, and he's been on other things. Yeah, he played the first Doctor because, of course, William Hartnell, he wouldn't be able to be because he passed away, didn't he, and everything. But yeah, this one obviously for my brought is 4K. People thinking, why have you got 4K? Why don't you just get a Blu-ray version? It's got Blu-ray with there. It's also got 4K, but in fairness, I have got a PlayStation here as well. I think I'll be able to play that in 4K, which I have seen comments about. People say, yeah, you can probably still play it and stuff. Same as the TV movie in it recently, that's got 4K on that and stuff. So again, yeah, 4K will put on that. I've not tested it because of the console and stuff, but one day I'll give it a go and see, if it comes out in brilliant form or not. Well, I just mentioned a moment ago, this is when it all went, and yeah, Jodie Whittaker's one. This is obviously, of course, Series 11. It is quite another rarity nowadays. Mine, like I said, all these copies are sealed. Has got a few tears, same as like, the specials one, when it with Dave Tennant's one and stuff when he regenerated, which again has got a few tears on that and stuff. But yeah, this one, as you can tell, the front is poor with artwork, and people weren't keen on this steelbook as much. Same as the steelbook in general, in it. It's poor sort of artwork on here. Again, I didn't really watch much of Series 11 when I did give it a go again, because I thought, this was all the years carried on down, wasn't it, and stuff, when I didn't bother watching Urban, and I thought, oh, one day I need to kind of watch Series 11, because people say it was poor when it first aired, and all that stuff, and then, I did watch episodes, got around to them, and, I can't say them on the back because they ain't got them all on here, which is annoying to even do that. But yeah, there was ones on here which were good, like Rosa Parks one, I think, weren't it? And them sort of ones, there were quite some good episodes of that on here, so I did watch them. Not too bad, to be fair. All these haven't got episodes on them anymore, which I can't go and say them all, so apologies. From this point onwards, there won't be all the names. I won't remember all the names off by heart either. I'm not going to sit there, trying to write out a list of all the episodes and going, this, because I'll probably be there for days. So these ones I sadly won't be saying episodes of as much either. This one, obviously, of course, is Series 12, and that's with obviously all the companions. I won't remember all the companions off by heart, but it's got them on the back here anyway, which was Ryan, Yaz, and Graham. Again, I didn't really watch Series 12 when it first aired. I didn't bother. But yeah, again, when I went back and started watching them, I watched episodes, and there were some sort of standout ones on there as well, I think. I think the last one was with the Cybermen that came back, but it was a bit weird. So I did watch that one, I think, and I can't remember the other ones what I did end up watching. I think it might have been the first two, because obviously again we was introduced to a new master, wasn't it? After Missy, because she disappeared in series 10, wasn't it? Yeah, that's it. Because the actual master, he came back, didn't he, with surprise as well and everything. But yeah, it was introduced like a new master again and stuff, and I watched it and was surprised it was he was classed as the master as well when I first saw it. After that, because this wasn't included, of course, was Revelation of Daleks is one. This obviously had, Captain Jackie come back again, another surprise see from mainly the 10th Doctor, David Tennant, and then of course he was first ever introduced, we all know, Chris Luxton, Series 9. But yeah, he came back, obviously made a comeback on this and stuff and whatnot. I've watched this for definite, yeah, I don't think again, like I say, Never watched it when it first aired and everything, but I watched it, and yeah, it wasn't too bad because it had all the Daleks on it. Obviously, you can tell by the name. And then he was on it and everything, and yeah, it wasn't too bad of an episode and stuff. But when class it was like the most brilliant of, because these were all New Year's sort of class ones, weren't? And class is like the best spectacular New Year's. Now they're all going to slide down, which is not a good idea because I've been taking them off. After this next one it's called Flux, and of course that's a bit weird why it's called Flux, and you can Flux. This would obviously be classed as like series 13, but it's called Flux. This is when obviously them other companions, them two was, what's his name, Ryan, got to go back over the names now. Ryan and Graham, that was two, yep. Them two obviously weren't in it anymore, and it was replaced by, which again I didn't really watch these. He was replaced by, like, it says all the actors and actresses' name, John Bishop. I can't remember the character he played. Yeah, he took over, didn't he? And he was obviously with Yasmin as well. As yeah, she was still on it. But yeah, these two were in it, and Flux was then like the last lot of course, Jodie Whittaker's and stuff, weren't it? Because her final and stuff when she did. I haven't got round to the specials one, which I'll do in a minute. She obviously, of course, then herself regenerated, but we didn't know who until, well, I'll go into that detail in a minute. But yeah, this one I didn't watch much. Again, all these first aired, I didn't watch much of them. Literally, them ones as well. It had, like, I remember the episodes with Weeping Angels. I won't remember all the names. Then it had obviously the episode with like the Sontarans. They came back as well on it, and things like that. I think they were more included on this year, if I remember by knowledge. And then obviously after, which I'm going to go straight on to because this video is dragging on. I don't want to keep it longer and longer. This was, it says on it, Series 13 specials. That's what I'm saying, Flux Series 13. I don't know, Series 13 specials when she did finally regenerate. This was then completely, surprising, wasn't it, to see what happened on these ones. Even the Daleks, I think I did watch that one. I gave that a go, but it kept, it was an episode when it kept repeating and repeating, and I was like, okay. Same as the Legend of the Sea Devils. Never watched that one. I've never ever seen that one. I have seen part of it and started watching it, and I think I turned it off. Power of the Doctor, definitely always watch that one because that's my favourite one of all. Not because the fact it when she regenerated and everything, but it's a very good, massive special. That's probably even better than, I'd say, like most of the Flux ones. Power of the Doctor, which was the last one. That's when she regenerated. Of course, we had, the good old ones come back, didn't we? Which was Ace and Keegan. That was it. Yeah, them two come back, which was amazing to see. And then obviously we had the Master again. I think that was his final episode of him being in that. Yeah, Master again. And then we obviously had, of course, John Bishop's character, who I end up forgetting every time who was. And then of course Yasmin was one. And yeah, and then we had all the companions at the end. Obviously, of course, not some of the companions on it because they weren't around. Say, like for instance, Sarah Jane, Elizabeth Sladen not alive, I don't know all that. We didn't have her come back. And some of the actual Doctors ones, like Freeman Agyeman, who's Martha Jones and all that from Series 3, and so on. Them sort of ones, they weren't in that final bit when we see all of them. All the classic ones, I'm not going to go through all their names that were in it and stuff. Came back at the end because, as I'm saying, my video is dragging on at the moment because of all the still looks. But yeah, after that, of course, when we see that, she regenerated into, of all people, him, David Tennant, came back, and yeah, the 10th Doctor again, and that was a big surprise, wasn't it? And people thought, what? I was surprised myself to see it, and I couldn't believe it. And yeah, he returned obviously back with, of all people, Donna, which was amazing. And we thought, how on earth is Donna going to come back, when she was taken away, when her mind, everything was wiped out in Series 4. We knew that ourselves, because, she was part Doctor, part-time or part-human and all that sort of thing, but I'm not going to go into all these details, because, this one was, of course, the Star Beast, the Wild Blue Yonder, that was it, and the Giggle. Wild Blue Yonder, it was a quite funny one. I remember when I first saw that, which was now 2023, they did these specials when, I think. 2023. Wild Blue Yonder wasn't too bad. I'd probably say it would be at my bottom list. And then, the Star Beast, I'd probably say in the middle. And then, obviously, of course, the Giggle was the first. It's not because of the fact he then regenerated into, Shooter Gakwa. Correct me if I've gotten his name right or wrong. Yeah, so he obviously became the new Doctor, didn't we? And then we all going to thought, that's it again. We're going to lose David Tennant, the 10th Doctor, 13th Doctor, wasn't it? Or something, 14th, I can't remember, something like that. Obviously thought we was going to lose him again. But then he regenerated into him, but it was like half, both of them weren't. And they both, regenerate together. and then of course he survived. He still lives, but mostly that one was with the toy maker as the enemy. Most people probably wouldn't have remembered who the toy maker was, because I think who the first toy maker, excuse my language, I shouldn't really mention that on the video. But yeah, they won't think like who's his toy maker and stuff, but he was more classical, weren't he, with William Hartnell, definitely on that and stuff. I don't know all the knowledge of Doctor Who. I'm not going to go into all that detail, but yeah. The next one, but obviously one of the last ones, is seasons 1, and this is obviously who I just mentioned. He obviously was joined by Ruby Sunday and stuff, and it has got, I think this is definitely all the episodes in the back, which is, I said, quite handy. The episodes for this one was Christmas Special 2023, The Search on Ruby Road, Space Babies, The Devil's Cord, Boom 73, no, just Boom, that was it on his name, sorry. 73 Yards, Dot and Bubble, Rogue, and then The Legend of Ruby Sunday, The Empire of Death, and that was it. And yeah, this again, people was classing it as a very poor season, and yeah, I admit myself, I watched the whole season myself, and it was quite poor. We saw obviously the first half and the final, and that was really good. But then we saw the second half and the final, and this has kind of killed it now. It's kind of gone downhill a lot, and stuff and all that. So the second half and the final end was like, there were some episodes on there that was just really not enjoyable. Really wasn't. There were some good ones, I mean, but then there were some ones that stood out. I wouldn't watch these again, or wouldn't bother watching them if I was watching all seriously. Then we came on to obviously the last and final, which was season 2, and then obviously, of course, he had a replacement companion who was Belinda Chandra. Literally, then obviously, them episodes were built up as Christmas Special 2024, Joy to the World, Robot Revolution, Robot Revolution, sorry, Lux, The Well, Lucky Day, Story and the Engine, right? Yeah, Story Engine, the Insulator Song Contest, Wish World, and related Reality War. That was it. Sorry, hard pronouncing these names because it's trying to see it from a distance and then trying to say them. But yeah, these obviously were from HMV. These were definitely when they first came out, because these were more recent and they've got their stickers on. The rest I never ever well, I did have them probably when they did come out first, but sold them, and then yeah, sadly they went, didn't they? This obviously was with them two, and on the front she was not in it anymore. Well, she ain't in it definitely anymore. And then obviously we had now I forgot her name. I always remember the bloody enemy's name at the end. Now I'm forgetting. That one came back, didn't it? And yeah, literally that one was quite good as well. This story has gone on. This video has gone on for a very long time, so it's probably long, same as like some of my other videos now. But yeah, that is all the Steelbooks, and like I said, sadly number 9 is missing because of money circumstances. I would have loved to included 9 in this. I really would have. I'm upset it's gone myself, but I've had no choice. Like I say, I'm getting rid of it at the moment. That, when I get that back for definite, will be definitely a separate video. So I will do one day and show and everything for the artwork and stuff, and go through probably detail on that. Series 9 was one of my good ones. I liked out of the series, obviously for Peter Capaldi. There was a few on that again, like I admit in honesty, some boring episodes, but it didn't kill the whole series. To me, the whole series is more really good. I'd probably say even a bit more better in my opinion than definitely 8, if I'm honest. But yeah, that was a very good one, and yeah, that is all of them. So if you're ever after any of these steelbooks, unfortunately, my best advice would probably be CEX if you want the cheaper option. But you could get luck of like them being really good condition. You could get luck of them being, or should I say, no luck of them being not great condition. But if you're after most of these, my advice is go on eBay. They will cost you more probably for what people will be charging you, or you might get it cheap with luck. But yeah, if you're after most of them on there, I'd advise you go on eBay and have a look, because most people on there sell all these and stuff, and you'll get some really rare ones on there. Some of the prices like all my copies, because all these ones are entirely sealed except from just a few too, which were the Blu-rays on it and that 4K and so on. They definitely won't be sealed. These ones obviously, yeah, they're all sealed, and if you're ever after any sealed copies, you have to obviously of course get them on eBay, because CX won't sell, a sealed copy. So yeah, my advice is try eBay if you're after sealed copies, definitely. The next video on anything on Doctor Who related, I'm hoping would probably be the Series 9 one. Don't know yet. If not, it's definitely going to be on the animated / classical steelbooks. I will go onto them once and do a video of that. or it might even be the seasons, because I have been collecting the seasons and I'm a lover of them ones as well. And that that's going to take like a really long video like this, so I'm going to try and like go it quick as well if possible. But it's probably going to be the same as like this, probably a long video again. But yeah, there's a new season that might be announced. I'm hoping in July coming and stuff. So I might even do it until that comes out first and then do it after that. So I wouldn't be way too likely, probably talking October. People are very for saying like, yeah, I don't even know what season is coming out next, or oh, I know what season's coming out next. I know myself, I've seen like, because a lot of people said most likely going to be season 16 in my opinion. I thought at first when we didn't know about anything, I thought it was going to be like season 11, because I thought, oh, it's season 11 and then maybe 16 might be last. But I think it's going to be a higher chance that maybe 16 is going to be more out because of Tom Baker now and his age and everything. They just want to get over and done with, which is understandable. Whereas obviously 11 is more with um, John Pertwee, that's it. And he's not alive, and he passed away, didn't he, years back. But yeah, thank you for watching the video. I'm sorry if this is a very longer video than some of my others, but Steelbooks is understandable. I need to try and get through quick in a video, so the time's gone quite quick. If you're interested in any other videos to watch, I do records and most, so check out them ones. All these Steelbooks and stuff is amazing to see if you're a Who fan, of course, or you're thinking of getting into Doctor Who. Like I say, I will do the classical ones. I will also do the seasons, but yeah. I also have got all the books, which I should have mentioned. So sorry if this is continuing this video. Yeah, I've got the books as well. I will do definitely like a little. I wouldn't say like a whole video of this. I might go through like every season in books in individual or something like that, because that could take up a really lot of time doing like a whole video with all them. You're probably talking like nearly probably. This is gone past like nearly coming up to 40 minutes now. I'd probably say it go over like an hour, at least an hour and a half. And I don't think somebody wants to watch a video on YouTube of an hour and a half video just on books. So yeah, I'll cut that down for definite and do all the books, but they'll be all more individual sort of ones. Say like for instance, I could even do it as a fast process, like the first Doctor ones and second. Yeah. Thanks for watching, and hopefully you continue watching obviously my videos coming up. Please subscribe, like. Cheers. Thank you.